Good morning, everyone. My name is John Snow, and I am the host for today's webinar. For those of you who have not attended our previous webinars, this is the fourth in a series called Elevating Minds. I'd like to welcome all of our attendants this morning and thank you for your time. As we continue to put these sessions together and based on your feedback, we are providing new topics that are relevant to the products and services we at Liftow provide to you, the client, and today is no different. There will be an opportunity at the end to field questions related to today's topic, which you are welcome to type in, and I will ask as many as time permits. This morning, we have one of our partners on the motive power side, Ryan Judge, to speak with us today. Ryan is the Regional Sales Manager with East Penn, Canada, who supplies Liftow Limited with industrial batteries and chargers to power our lift trucks. Over the past 5 years, we've seen some significant developments in both battery and charger technology. So without further delay, let's get started. Ryan, welcome to today's program.
Hey, thanks, John, and thanks to the entire Liftow team for this great opportunity, and thank you to everybody on the webinar for joining us this morning. I'm excited to be able to talk to everybody today about the evolution of battery power for lift trucks. Today, I hope to review the available battery and charging technologies, discuss some of the benefits and drawbacks of each, and help you understand which technology might be the right fit for your application. Before we get into this, I'd like to provide a quick overview about what we do here at East Penn. East Penn provides complete power solutions for the transportation industry, reserve and backup power applications, and of course, the motive power industry, which includes lift trucks and AGVs or automated guided vehicles. We're the largest privately held battery manufacturer in the world, and we operate the largest single-site manufacturing plant that you can see in the image above. With the recent acquisition of Navitas System, East Penn has the most complete line of both lead and lithium power solutions available in the market. Our motive power team takes pride in working very closely with companies in all types of manufacturing, distribution, and fulfillment to understand their unique application and provide the right power solution. The world of stored energy has been moving extremely fast these days, and I would like to walk everyone through just how the lift truck battery and charger technology has evolved. I also want to point out some of the things that you can do to ensure that you're selecting the right technology and the best solution that suits your company's needs. Lead batteries have been the #1 choice for decades. According to the ITA, or Industrial Truck Association, 73% of the lift trucks ordered this year in North America are electric versus 67% in the same period in 2019. In 2004 and 2005, it was around 53%, with the remaining lift trucks all being internal combustion engine trucks. Here in Canada, over 80% of lift truck factory orders for the first 5 months this year have been electric. There's no doubt that this trend will continue as electric trucks become more powerful, energy efficient, economical, and environmentally friendly. For decades, lead batteries have been the #1 choice for powering lift trucks. So why lead? Well, batteries and lift trucks provide two core functions. #1 is delivering power, and #2 is providing the counterweight. It's always important that your battery meets the minimum weight requirements of the lift truck. Lead batteries accomplish both of these, delivering power, providing the counterweight. Lead batteries are also reliable, cost-effective, and they're over 99% recyclable. In fact, lead batteries are the most recycled consumer product in North America, more so than aluminum pop cans and newspaper. There's no secret why. Lead can be recycled an infinite number of times, and spent lead batteries have value. East Penn, Canada safely recycles up to 100 million pounds of used lead batteries each year. So like any industry, technology continues to evolve, and in the material handling world, companies are demanding more productivity from their equipment while looking for reduced maintenance and labor costs. So what are some of these challenges driving the change? Well, now more than ever, companies are looking closely at their battery technology, and they're looking for ways to help improve productivity while reducing costs. And here's some of the reasons. Lift trucks are demanding more energy. Lift trucks can lift to higher lift heights now, They have faster lifting and lowering capabilities. They have premium AC motors that can generate more horsepower. They have auxiliary equipment, scanners, onboard computers, label printers, and so on. Companies want to maximize the utilization of their material handling equipment. Everyone wants the ability to do more with less. All of this creates more demand on batteries. Battery maintenance. Flooded lead batteries require weekly or bi-weekly watering. There are labor costs associated with this. There's training. There's PPE requirements associated with this. Health and safety concerns. And it's important to note that improper watering practices are the leading cause of premature failure in lift truck batteries. Companies want to get away from battery watering. In multi-shift operations, as well as some demanding single-shift applications, there's often a need for more than one battery per lift truck. Well, this means getting spare batteries. Spare batteries involve battery changing equipment. This leads to increased capital costs, battery changers, roller stands, racking, etc. And with this added equipment to change the batteries comes added maintenance costs. Changing batteries can be very labor intensive. Battery changes can often involve unscheduled breaks and lost productivity as well. Spare batteries take up a considerable amount of space within a facility. Space is at a premium in many major markets as the cost per square foot continues to rise. Lease costs in the Greater Toronto Area increased 20% in 2019, and they've increased over 30% throughout the past 3 years. Businesses are paying over $9 a square foot in this particular region. So there's no doubt companies want to maximize their space to be able to make more products or store more products. These are the things that contribute to their bottom line. So what does all of this mean? Well, lift truck batteries and chargers are more important to operations today than ever before. Companies are focusing on complete motive power solutions to maximize the life of their assets and increase productivity. Charging technology continues to evolve. New battery technologies are emerging. We talk about charging, there's opportunity in fast charging. We have high frequency chargers now and modular chargers with the ability to view key data and even troubleshoot potential issues remotely. We have sealed lead acid batteries, eliminating the need for watering altogether. And most recently, we have lithium batteries that also eliminate the need for watering, provide the fastest recharge times available, and they can withstand demanding heavy amp hour throughput applications. Many companies are moving to a partial state of charge operating environment. Batteries are safely plugged in during all breaks, lunches, and shift change. Batteries operate in that 30 to 40% to 80% state of charge throughout each shift. This used to be frowned upon. It's now becoming the norm in many applications. So as we evolve, we've talked about conventional, opportunity fast, and lithium. Here's some of the differences between the two. With a conventional battery, we really look at taking that battery from 100% state of charge to 20%, and then giving it a full recharge at the end of the shift when the battery has reached that 20% mark. We still require a weekly equalization charge, and we require watering weekly or in some cases bi-weekly. When we look at opportunity charge, we're plugging it in on breaks and lunches. We're generally going with one battery per truck. We still do require weekly or bi-weekly watering, and of course that equalization charge. Fast charge, we can recharge the battery much quicker. We're still, again, in that partial state of charge, one battery per truck, plugging in on breaks and lunches. And then, of course, lithium, where we can recharge that battery faster than any other technology. We don't have to do a weekly equalization charge, and we've eliminated battery watering. As demands continue to grow, our industry needed to address charging issues. That's what really drove the push towards opportunity and fast charging. With the onset of lithium technology, we can take the same principles of having one battery per truck, plugging in during lunches and breaks, only now we can charge that battery extremely fast. I'm going to give an overview and go a little more in depth on each one of these to highlight some of the key benefits. Conventional charge, as we talked about, is really the most basic form of operating your lift truck battery. Conventional charging always works. What we have to do and keep in mind with conventional charge is the amount of time it takes. So when we have multi-shift applications, it involves spare batteries. We have to account for, as I mentioned before, the battery changing equipment. But one thing about conventional charge, no matter what the application is, it always works. We have the ability to scale up or down by using spare batteries and chargers. One of the key challenges is, of course, space required for any spare batteries, and the safety, and of course the maintenance, which is inclusive of watering and all of that fun stuff. Opportunity charge is just what the name implies. Batteries are charged at every opportunity during a shift. In most cases, a standard lead battery can be used. Battery identification device should also always be used. This allows the battery and charger to communicate. Batteries should be fully charged daily if possible. Once per week with an equalization charge is critical. The true advantages to opportunity charging is that we eliminate battery changes and all of the labor costs and added expense that goes with that. Battery room can be eliminated or certainly reduced, and there's often a very quick ROI. More often than not, the increased cost of the larger charger is offset immediately with the savings of no longer having to purchase the spare batteries or equipment. Some of the challenges with opportunity charge is that it may not be suitable for heavier applications where there's a higher demand or perhaps 2 or 3 shift applications. They require operations that go to opportunity charge really requires educating the employees and change management to ensure that batteries are plugged in during all breaks and lunches. You need to plan carefully where charging stations are positioned throughout the facility. You need to also take into account the power costs, as we're now charging batteries often through peak periods throughout the day. Still need a weekly equalization charge, still require battery watering. When we talk about fast charge, it's really like opportunity charge on steroids. Battery is recharged at a faster rate when it's plugged in. The advantages to that is that we can recharge the battery quicker, and we're able to operate fast charge batteries in more demanding applications. Still a very quick ROI when you eliminate the need for spare batteries. Some of the challenges with fast charge is that we create more heat as we add more power back in. So in a fast charge application, we do need a designated fast charge battery. Now, in most cases, like our fast charge battery, the only difference with that is really in the top part of the battery when we talk about the cabling, intercell connectors. The insides and internal components of the battery are the same, but we do need to account for the fact that we're putting more energy and more heat in. Higher output chargers have increased energy draw, and that in turn leads to more power requirements in the facility. We always need to take that into account as well. And of course, fast charge batteries still need that weekly equalization charge, and in some cases, will have a shorter battery life. With conventional opportunity and fast charging flooded lead batteries, weekly or biweekly watering is required. There's a variety of accessories available to help reduce costs associated with battery watering. Single point watering systems help mitigate time and labor required for manual watering. They significantly reduce the amount of time required to water a battery and eliminate safety issues associated with manual watering. If we use a 24-volt battery as an example, it has 12 unique 2-volt cells, and it would take on average a minute to water each cell manually. When we install a single-point watering system, we can now water that entire battery in 1 to 2 minutes. There's a significant labor savings there. Things like eye light sensors or blinky lights, they're used to tell associates when it's time to water the batteries. Very important. We also have battery watering carts that have built-in pumps, and it gives the operators the ability to bring the water source to the lift truck or to the batteries, as opposed to driving each lift truck and each battery to the water source. All of these key accessories are designed to increase the lifespan of the batteries, reduce labor costs, and increase safety. With the desire to reduce maintenance costs, sealed battery technology has become popular amongst many users again. The advantages to a sealed battery are really, it eliminates battery watering altogether, reduces safety risks associated with that. They're great for retail applications where the public are near batteries or where it's difficult to train associates to do battery watering. Some of the challenges with sealed batteries are that they're more costly than flooded batteries. They're not intended for heavy-duty applications, and in most cases, they have reduced amp-hour capacity just because of the design and layout of the battery. Sealed batteries cannot withstand the same abuse that a flooded lead battery can. So we progress to lithium technology. It's the newest buzz in the industry. It currently makes up less than 5% of the market, but it makes up 100% of the market conversation. Everyone's talking about it. Lithium batteries have extremely high energy density. They're ideal for heavy use and high amp hour throughput applications. They have increased efficiency, improved run times. Lithium batteries work extremely well in cold storage applications. They don't have the same reduced capacity of lead batteries. And with the faster recharge times, there's no requirements for weekly equalization charges and no requirements for cool down periods. They're well suited for 2 to 3 shift applications with that high throughput requirement. Lithium charge curves have very limited drop off and actually charge the battery at that high start rate right up until 100% state of charge. This allows the batteries to continuously operate in the 40% to 100% range. Lithium batteries have a much higher charge acceptance. They're virtually 100% efficient. Almost every minute of charge time is meaningful. When we talk about regenerative braking, regenerative lowering, that is putting meaningful energy back into a lithium battery, whereas it was typically lost as heat dissipation with lead batteries. Lithium batteries offer the least amount of maintenance. There's no watering, and charging is much faster, so we can always charge the battery inside the truck. Full power right until the battery dies versus the slow degrading power with lead batteries as they discharge. They have the longest overall cycle life or total amp hour throughput capabilities. Some of the challenges, the initial acquisition cost is first and foremost. It's anywhere from 2.5 to 5 times the cost of a typical lead battery. So it's very, very important that we take all the right measures to understand the application and put together the business case to see where it makes sense. So how do we do that? How do we determine what the best technology is for your application? Today, we have more options than ever before when it comes to motive power technology. How do companies know what the right technology is? Where do you even start? First off, companies should be looking for a complete solutions provider that can make proper recommendations and support all of the products throughout the life cycle. Each operation should take an unbiased look at the various technologies to see which one will work best in the application. First step would be contacting a reputable solutions provider to conduct a complimentary site assessment. This is where we would look at the overall operation, understand the shift structure, fleet size, charging areas available, and the overall flow and layout of the facility. The next step would be conducting a power study. A device is installed on the lift truck to measure the energy consumption of the lift truck throughout the course of an entire 1 to 2 week period. This allows us to truly understand the amp hour consumption as well as available break or recharge opportunities. The device time and date stamps all of this information, and we have the ability to provide a complete summary based on real data. Each application is different. Annual hours of use on the lift truck provide a general guideline, but it never tells us the full picture. I'll give you an example. If you have a lift truck that drives up and down your facility all day long for 8 hours a day, and we take that same lift truck and we use it in an application where it's constantly lifting to high heights, heavy loads, and it's also used for the same amount of time, the energy draw on those 2 lift trucks are going to be extremely different. So it's very important that we do this power study to understand the true energy draw and requirement of that truck. Taking the time up front to study your application this way as part of the overall ROI evaluation will help avoid costly mistakes. It can also help quickly reduce costs by implementing some new technology. Proper site evaluations and power studies can reveal sometimes that the blended approach is the right solution. You might have some areas that can conventionally charge batteries while others require fast charge or even lithium. If your goal is to eliminate the need for your employees to change batteries and water batteries, we might evaluate the application and determine that the best ROI is opportunity charging and introducing a weekly or biweekly watering program. This eliminates spare batteries and the need for your associates to do any of the battery watering. At the end of the day, I would recommend that every company works with a trusted partner that will listen to you, that will understand your challenges, quantify your needs, and provide the optimal recommended solution for your operations. With that, I'd like to thank the Liftow team and everyone on the webinar once again for joining us this morning. I hope you all found the information helpful. I hope that we have the opportunity to help support your operation in the future. At this point, I think we can open it up to any questions.
Well, that was great, Ryan. Thanks very much. And if I could echo your comments, I think it's critical that you take advantage of our lift truck specialists, give them the opportunity to come out, see the application, and to make any recommendations. And then when needed, they can bring in the experts at East Penn, Canada, and ensure that you are buying the right equipment for your application. Okay, Ryan, there's some questions. If you have a few minutes, maybe we could go over a few of them. So starting off, the first question is it true that an opportunity or fast charge system will not last as long as a conventional system?
Yeah, that's a great question, John. We get asked that question all the time. Will a battery being used in an opportunity or fast charge last as long as maybe a battery in conventional? So the answer is generally no. It will not last as long in terms of the number of years. In opportunity and fast charge applications, we find that the batteries often need to be replaced sooner than conventional charge. But the reason for this is simple. We're asking one battery to do the same amount of work that 2 or 3 batteries might do in a conventional application. The chemical reaction inside the battery can only happen so many times. So when we use one to do the same work as 2 or 3, it's only logical that the asset gets consumed quicker. So if you think about like a set of tires, if you drive your vehicle 60,000 kilometers a year and you have one set of tires, those tires are going to get consumed quicker than if you had 2 or 3 sets of tires. Still does the same amount of work, but it's being consumed that much quicker.
Good point. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, when I think about in the past, we would have an application. There would be 2 to 3 shifts, and there would be multiple batteries, which handling multiple batteries is pretty tricky and requires somebody who's very skilled to do that. Not only that, it takes up a tremendous amount of space. So one of the big advantages when we look at opportunity or fast charge is that handling of batteries and that space that is being freed up for your products and for your operations. So great. The next question we have is, how does opportunity or fast charge products affect the warranty? And what does that look like, Ryan?
Yeah, another great question. So battery warranties really vary based on the manufacturer. It's very typical to see a 5-year full warranty on batteries in conventional or opportunity charge applications. Fast charge batteries will typically be a little bit less, only because they're often consumed so much quicker and demanding higher throughput applications. Traditionally, we measured batteries and lifespan and even warranty in terms of cycles. The definition of a cycle being when a battery goes from 100% state of charge to 20% and then gets recharged back to 100%. So when we introduce things like partial state of charge, opportunity, fast charge, and lithium, we're not really doing a true cycle. So what we really measure is total amp hour throughput. So in partial state of charge applications, when we're talking about amp hour throughput, it's almost like measuring the kilometers in your car. So when we talk about opportunity and fast charge, and when it comes to expected life and warranty, we're also going to look at that total throughput as part of it. With the proper care and maintenance, your battery should always exceed the manufacturer's warranty.
And I think in the past we would look at cycles, how many cycles we would get out of a battery. But now when you are charging it up at various times throughout the day, we're now looking at it on more of a usage basis, similar to kilometers. Would that be fair to say?
Exactly. We're really just measuring the amp hours that are consumed out of the battery. And if we think of amp hours as fuel, we're measuring the amount of fuel that's getting consumed. So it's really measuring the actual usage versus this term that we traditionally had in cycles.
Excellent. Okay, thank you for that. A couple more questions related to lithium. Is it safe to use a lift truck with lithium power, and do you see the capital cost of this product going down over time?
Yeah, so that is a very common question. Is lithium technology safe to use in lift trucks? We hear all this buzz about lithium and the dangers with it. The answer to your question is absolutely it is safe. The 𝐥𝐤 Ready Power batteries utilize lithium iron phosphate chemistry, which is the safest chemistry available in the industry. East Penn and Navitas found the right balance between energy density and safety. So these batteries that we provide are all UL and CUL listed. The entire battery, every 24 volt, 36 volt, 48 volt model. So in order to get to this point, all of these batteries had to go through rigorous testing, including nail puncture tests. There's a lot of lithium providers that are out there that are small startup companies. My recommendation would be, when you look to invest in this technology, I would recommend that you deal with a leading provider like East Penn that can support your operation throughout the life cycle of the product. Do I see that the initial acquisition costs going down? I don't think anybody really has a crystal ball on that, but you know, my guess would be that someday we will see them being more predominant, and that yes, maybe one day we'll see that going down.
Excellent, thanks. And if I could just add, we will not be supplying any lithium batteries that are not approved by the manufacturer, and the reason for that is to ensure that the warranty stays intact. So the Navitas product has been approved by Toyota for our lift trucks, and that is our go-to for the lithium product. Ryan, one last question. Do you see lithium becoming more prevalent in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Today, lithium batteries make up less than 5% of the overall motive power or lift truck battery market in North America. We do see this growing. However, I do believe that lead batteries will continue to be the predominant technology for the next 10 years, at least. There's many applications that are well suited for lead batteries and will remain well suited for lead batteries. And a lot of customers and businesses that will always struggle to find the justification to make the investment into lithium. So it's really important that we understand the application and work collaboratively to develop the business case to see if it's a good fit or not.
Excellent. That's great. And as far as the lead battery technology that you were describing earlier, I think the fact that it's one of the largest, if not the largest, product for recycling is a great reassurance to us. So that's great. This concludes our webinar for today. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Ryan and the staff at East Penn Canada for their support, and for all of you to be a part of our program today. On behalf of Liftow Limited, I'd like to wish you and your family all the best. Stay healthy and stay positive. Thanks very much.